In the intricate dance of Tekken battles, every move, every combo counts. But what if I told you that there's a secret formula that some pro players use? Greetings, Tekken enthusiasts! Today, we're unraveling the magic of the Pareto principle, commonly known as the 80-20 rule. But before we start, I would like to thank you all for the support you provided me with the last video I released, how I became a Tekken Pro without playing 20 hours a day. In that video, I explained the importance of replay analysis and the importance of how to improve yourself without getting stuck in ranked too much time. And I was super happy to see the video was a huge success, gave me a lot of subscribers, and overall made people happy. So I decided to continue the series in this way, trying to provide you more and more tips to make your gameplay efficient. And this is what the 80-20 rule is about. You will discover it soon. I studied the Pareto principle when I was in university. I studied economics, and this is one of the rules that they teach you during microeconomics. When I studied it, I realized how this actually applied in almost every aspect of our life. And one of the key was actually the fact that I believe this rule could be applied for Tekken as well. And the more I studied the game, and I want to remind you all, I played this game competitively for over 10 years now. So I think I know what I'm saying when I say that this rule perfectly fits the definition of how pro players play. So let's start defining what the Pareto principle is. The Pareto principle, or 80-20 distribution principle, suggests that 80% of our results stem from a mere 20% of our actions. So how can we apply this to Tekken? Well, the most obvious things you can relate the Pareto principle to is the move list of your character. You will soon notice that you don't need to use 100 moves of your character in order to win. Normally, 20 or less moves of your character are way more effective than all the rest. What I mean by this? Imagine a character like Katarina, the one I use. Katarina relies a lot on the down for 1, on the 3-3-3, on the jabs, on the back 1, but she doesn't rely too much on stuff like forward-forward 4, forward-forward 3, moves that I never use like the 10-hit combos, So you need to be effective and master few moves in order to be effective with a character, because some moves are just way better than the others. And knowing which moves are the most important to use is the way to maximize the potential of your character. As I said, each character in Tekken boasts a plethora of moves. The move lists are very big in general, but in the heat of competitive play, only a select few of these moves are the difference makers. And this is exactly where the 80-20 magic happens. By zeroing in, by focusing on those 20% of moves and combos that dominate the high level matches, you can elevate your game exponentially. It's all about precision, not breadth. Study the legends. Players like Ni, Arsanage, or JDCR. Go watch their gameplay. Their gameplay is a testament to the Pareto principle. I am not even sure that they know what the Pareto principle is, but they're simply applying it to the perfection. A correct set of moves executed to perfection, leading them to victory after victory. How many times people are saying, oh my god, how can Ni wins only using down for 1 and down 4? Well, it's because 1 is super good in defensive, and 2, he applies this principle to the max, to the extreme. He might even use more a 90-10 approach than an 80-20 approach, to be honest. But the 80-20 approach is the more generic. And you can see it, as I said, also in other players, like if you see Zafina of Arsenage using a lot down for 1 and down 3, or his Kunimitsu using a lot of 2-2, for example, into the mix-ups, or the full crouch mix-up. Well, that's because they are so good, they master so much the timings of these moves, the distance where to use them, that they know that everything else is just an overextension. They don't want to take risks when it's not needed. But the Pareto principle is not only applying to move lists, it doesn't stop there. It's also the key to do effective replay analysis. In the last video, I explained you the importance of replay analysis, but I didn't explain you how to actually do a replay analysis to the perfection. If you're interested, I am actually offering on metafy.gg at Ghirlanda, a replay analysis offer where you can provide me your replays and I will do a written analysis of your replays for you. But apart from that, I also want you to learn how to do proper replay analysis. And in this video, while I don't focus 100% on this topic, I would like you to know that also replays, to be studied in a good way and to be efficient on your replay studies, it also means that you have to apply the 80-20 rule there, because all the games itself are made by pivotal moments, by momentum shift. In a single replay, 20% of the replay itself should contain enough information to give you the outcome of the match with an 80% precision. And why this happens and why it is especially valid in a first-to environment like tournament games is because tournament games are very, very based on momentum. They're very based on psychology more than like defensive techniques, which apply more to long-term Tekken, okay? And the fact is, momentum shifts are a way to change the mood of a player in a very unexpected way. A player that was losing, landing a counter hit, or a player that was easily winning, dropping a combo, well, their psychology can change in 1 second because of that. And this can change the total outcome of the match. So when you do a replay analysis of one of your match, especially if that match was a tournament one, you should focus heavily on finding the momentum shifts of the match. What are the key moments that determine most of the outcome of the match? And how you can improve in these key moments? How can you have that X factor that lets you land that counter when it's needed? Let you do that real cool combo of axes when it's needed? Well, you can determine that just by studying your replays, trying to replay the same situation and correct them. And I want to go the extra mile for this video and not only teach you something about Tekken, but also something about life from my experience. Well, as I said, I think the 80-20 rule applies to most area of our lives. For sure it applies at work, and it sure applies also when you study at school. So it's common sense that, for example, if you study maths, 20% of all the formulas you study are enough to solve 80% of your problems, because the rest of the formulas maybe are originated by the basic one, okay? And the same at work. 80% of your income normally, especially if you're selling, is coming by 20% of your client's portfolio. So this rule really apply everywhere. It can be 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. Normally we talk about it as an 80-20 one. But yeah, it's very important for me that you understand that these rules apply in every aspect of your life. And if you want to improve not only in Tekken but also in your lifestyle, you might try to see and think which are the key things that makes your life better. Which are the key 20% moments in your everyday life that you really think are giving you the best of you, are giving you the best emotions, that are giving you the best benefits, and try to focus on them, make them even more important for you. I always like to compare real life and Tekken because I don't feel they're two separated worlds. I feel like when I play Tekken, I'm actually living and I'm actually talking with my opponents. It's more like dancing, talking, something like that. It's communication. That's why I love this game, because I communicate something with my opponents through punches and kicks and whatever. But it's very cool. And that's why I always like to make comparison. And I would like you to also try to enjoy this mindset and try to think that everything in life is connected and not disconnected. In essence, work smarter, not harder. Whether in Tekken or life, the 80-20 rule is a beacon, guiding us to efficiency and success. And now, are you ready to transform your Tekken journey in life? Then embrace the 80-20 rule. And if this insight resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you would like to book a private meeting with me, feel free to book a session on Metafy at metafy.gg at Ghirlanda. You will find the link in the description in the video. Until next time, warriors, and remember, focus on that 20%.